All right. Awfulness. Hello. Give it to about the minute mark, and then we'll continue out on stream. That what I started earlier today before I went to work. Oh, okay. The game is still open, even though I had the Xbox turned off. It's kind of interesting. A little weird. Hopefully everything is okay. Yeah. All right. So we're working on Thatcher's Loadout. We're not at the minute mark yet. So we're going to get to the minute mark and then we'll continue on. So yeah. Thanks, Awfulness. I appreciate the words that you're speaking. So yeah, we're going to continue on the build. We are obviously creating that noise, which you can probably hear, guaranteed. That you can hear, guaranteed, is the air conditioning unit. Thank the Lord. It's a catch-22. I appreciate the air conditioning unit being on because it's hot. It's been hot a few days, and my window being open just simply isn't cutting it for cooling off the room and whatnot. So the AC is on, and you're going to be hearing that, and that's kind of a good and bad thing at the same time. So we're just going to have to bear with it. I'm happy that it's on, and I know the majority of the people in this household are happy that it's on as well, so that we're not dying of heat stroke or whatever during the night. I'm actually going to replace these with these instead. LED is a pretty good program. I like it. See, I say pretty good, and then on top of that, I just ignore all the problems it has. It has a whole slew of different problems that need to be addressed that aren't addressed in recent patches or anything like that. And part of the problems as well is that the patches haven't come out in a while. I haven't, at least last I checked, patches haven't come out in a while. The last that I know of, patches haven't come out in a while. It's been some time since a previous patch, and it's a little bit of a downside. I really like for more patches to come out. There's some new pieces that I would love to implement into building because they'd be fantastic for building, but we don't have just yet because the LDD hasn't updated as it should. So I've got the game open next to me, and that's what I'm taking a look at in order to figure out what I'm doing is made, basically. So if you see me looking over, that's what I'm looking at. that basically has that shape, and then in like the middle of that, there are wings that come out like so. That make up a box back here. Why do you gotta talk about the lizard all the time, Chris? Like, why can't you just let it be? I got my start using plain old bricks, and then slowly kind of taught myself how to use LDD. There's not much tutorials in LDD out there, so you just kind of have to figure it out as you go. I personally like being able to play with the bricks in real life a little bit more, but if you're on piece constraints, you don't have certain pieces, you can't afford certain pieces, it's better to do it in LDD, because then you don't have to worry about the price of it, the costs of the bricks themselves, finding the bricks, because certain bricks are hard to find, unlimited amounts of them, so you don't have to constantly keep buying more, and so on and so forth. So personally, I like the builds in real life just slightly more than I do here in LDD, but at the same time, there's so many advantages to LDD that sometimes it just makes sense to use LDD instead. I'm not going to do that. I've made a few tutorials before. They're old, outdated. I was going to make new ones and then never got around to doing it. Well, I made a few, but never finished the series, I should say. Alright, so this is the Claymore, essentially. I'm taking a look at it. Don't see much more that I need to add to it. I mean, the only real thing that I could add is right about here. Even then, I can't really add it there. There we go. Delete that out. Switch to the gray. I think this is a lighter gray. No, same gray. So I don't know if this is possible. Where's this wheel at? This one right here is what I want. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but what would be really nice is if a stud would fit in there. This one doesn't, unfortunately. So we could use U. Yep. Okay, come back up to here. Boom, boom. It's going to go there like that. It's going to go there like that. Here's two things black. Like so. And then that'll be his Claymore. So I think you only get one of these. Well, let me check real quick. Okay. I actually don't know how many you'll get, so we're going to have to check the wiki. Thatcher Rainbow Six Siege. Yep, pretty predictive stream rate. It's because I've been getting up earlier than what I usually do. Alright, so he can have 1 claymore or 3 breaching charges. It's quite a bit. We'll do the EMP grenades last, I think. Maybe next. Rainbow 6, Siege, EMP grenade. Oh yeah, we need to go ahead and save this, and we can start all over. Alright, so we're working on making EMP grenade. This is the image that we'll use because the last, when we did Sledgehammer, this is a self-contained microscopic nuclear reaction which releases a blast of gamma radiation, ionizes with the ambient atmosphere, and sends out a powerful electrical field, generating a split-second surge of 12,500 volts per meter in nearby electronic devices. Oh my gosh, can you not? So this has a slightly different shape to it. So I think I want this bottom portion here to be as curved as possible. Cockpits, that's what it was. So a good cockpit to use would be something like this. For this bottom portion. So it's going to be black from the looks of it. Let's take and grab this. So this is just a standard frag grenade, and I was going to see if this, I figured this one would be just a little bit smaller in size. So, yeah. Next is designing it, basically. I need, ooh, we can build it all upside down. The problem I have with field stripping weapons, right, and this isn't about the community, this is about my own personal problem with them. I can't feel the weapons, if that makes sense, right? So in order to make a truly successful field stripping gun, you need to be able to feel if it's sturdy or not, and I can't do that in LDD. I can guess about how sturdy it's going to be from past projects or something, but in terms of doing something like that, I can't, right? Because that takes a whole new attribute, because you're shifting around what areas are providing most of the load and what areas aren't providing most of the load. I can generalize normal building techniques because I've built guns in the past before, so I know what they do. But doing field stripping stuff adds unforeseen consequences and stuff to it, so I don't particularly know what the best thoughts would be behind it, if any of that makes sense. Basically, I don't know how strong or weak anything and everything would be, and that's my problem with making more field stripping weapons. I would definitely like to make more field stripping weapons because it's kind of like the realism and whatnot involved behind making Lego models. But for the sake of having some strength in the standard models themselves, I don't do that. I would use Technic pins rods as well for making them, but I can't just slap everything together and then make it a field stripping weapon because it might not just work that way, right? There's definite there's a procedure behind it, and if I don't do it right, it's not going to work right. I don't know how to explain it other than that. What am I doing? We have these brand new corner pieces that are awesome, or we could just use normal ones. Normal ones work as well. Oops. So that works between here and here, but I don't think that works here. Oh, it does work there. Okay, then never mind. Yeah, I want to do like the groove kind of detail, which obviously would constitute the use of these pieces. But so we could, I don't, let's take a look at what pieces we have. It's showing on the green for me. So I'm trying to do this, but that's only like one hull. And the best way to do that would obviously be using these pieces, but I want to keep the curvature. And like one of these pieces at a 45-degree angle right here would be awesome and would work out. So this doesn't rotate all the way around like it should. Yeah, it's not gonna work either. Slightly disappointed. We're just going to take this down a little bit. What I'm thinking is, right, in real life, you have this edge right here. So you'd have a piece here and then a piece here, and then you could place a brick in here and it would be held in because this little lip right around the edge of this dish piece would hold down on those two top of the studs. So that piece would be wedged in here, and then you just have to place something in the back to get it to stay there. But of course, this is being a pain in my butt, so we are never going to know if that's going to work or not. So we're going to move on to trying to get the kind of like small little ridges in. Emphasis on try, because I don't know if we're going to be able to or not. The AC just kicked back on, so be ready to hear that in the background. Stream's back. I've lost viewers. Don't blame you. Stream goes down like that, it probably just makes more sense to leave. So I have, this is fine for like the ridges and stuff, but it's not circular in nature, so we're going to try to fix that. Ooh. Yeah. Let's see if we can actually do it. So all of that gets connected together. Yeah, there we go. That's, yep, that's, yep. Just have to get all this connected together. What do you think about the Vulcan so far? I'm a little, the lines on the front of the handguard, or on the handguard itself, kind of a little detractive for me. Like they're just not, I don't think they're the best. But they're not the worst either. So I don't know what to think about those just yet. Alright, so we could delete out this, delete out that one, delete out that one, delete out that one. The 4 here will connect to these 2 pieces. That's going to connect back there, and that's going to connect back there. So now these pieces are locked in place and can't move, and are connected right here. And then go there, and this will be here. Yeah, the magazine's going to be the toughest part out of all of it. I'm going to try to do it using normal bricks and stuff, but if I end up using like just kind of pixel art techniques, that's kind of what I've just ended up using, basically, is what it comes down to. I'm going to try my best, but never know somehow. See, here's the problem, right? This is what bothers me a lot, right? This is a circle edge right here, but you have these jagged corners that don't fit around it. But Lego has a new macaroni piece, kind of like these, but the two long ones, they're literally these pieces right here, but they're flat plates and they don't have studs on top of them. If LED would hurry up and update, I could use all of those in my build now so that this would look way better. And this looks too tall. And this area right here is not, it's not doing it for me. It needs to be smaller. Ooh, see, my neck gets this weird thing in it that hurts really bad. I want to get these ridges in, but I also want to, I think I have another idea of what we could possibly use. I haven't checked Hangouts in a while. I saw you uploaded the C96. I watched that. I like the overall progress that you got done on that. The neck is killing me. I have an idea. So I made something a while back. Alan's Custom Lego put out instructions for a scope design, and in it he has a ring made up of pieces like this. So I wonder if I come through something like this, if this will look decent. Still seems a little, obviously it's tall, so it's kind of try to decrease the height of it a lot more. So it's more plump. Just put something down the throat. Hey. Alright guys, my dog seems to do well, so I need to go take him out back for a little bit. So just to see if he goes to the bathroom, throws up or anything like that. So I'm going to let stream go. Chat moderator will do her thing. This is everything that we have so far. And I will be back soon, hopefully. Okay. All right, so we're back. See, nothing's been going on too much from the looks of it. Yeah, I see stream went offline a few times though. It's a little upsetting. See, that's not like a, it's just not, maybe this down here is just like too much of a, it just goes, it's just too much, right? Yeah, so we might be able to come in and replace it with something more like this. So we still get some form of a conical shape, just not as big. Just to make it a little bit more plump. And I'd go to, that's good enough, I'd go to say. So Thatcher gets 3 of these in his loadout. So just do that. So it's got a certain name to it. EJMKO. EG MKO EMP grenade. Just complete version 1 X3 because there's 3 of them. So that'll be another part of his loadout, and then the last part of his loadout that we have to do is actually breaching charges. So I've thought about how I'm going to make the breaching charges, but I haven't made the breaching charges. So we're gonna Rainbow Six Siege breaching charge. This is from the Ubisoft website. This is the best thing ever. So the one thing that I was super worried about is how this all folds, but this shows everything and how it folds, and that is awesome to see. Like, wow, okay. So we are going to build ourselves a folding breaching charge. Surprise. So the first panel, how I want this to be, where is it? No, not there, these. I want a 32 by 32 to be the first panel, right? So just one of these. And then the pieces that I was going to use to make it fold are this. AC just kick back on, kick it back, kick, back, on. So that's going to come over like, okay, yeah. So obviously I'd have to move these, okay, come on, move. Down by 1. Move these down by 1. Okay, and then there's going to be like a piece like that in the center of it. So I wanted, okay, not you, So a 16 by 32, which is going to basically represent this middle piece. If there was a thinner one, I could also use it, 8 by 16. Yeah, it's thinner than this. So we'll do an 8 by 16, like so. And we might have to bring this down just a little bit. We'll see about that. And then obviously we're going to copy paste pretty much all of this on around, like so. So I think that might be a little too tall, so we can trim off the edges here. And that was a 32 by 32, so we can go 16 by 16. Let's grab one of these. Just have like a little bit of a scale. What age did I start with Lego? Really young. The static that you're hearing is the air conditioner, I think, basically. So the way that this would fold is not working the way that I need it to, right? So you see how there's these long panels would flip over. They have to fold too, which makes that kind of difficult to do because I have to fold it in half as well. And like the best thing that I could think about probably doing would be something like that. Basically like this. This down here would be just slightly different. There'd be like a little bit of an extra hanging down right there, just to get the detonator part up. See if we can find a video. 6 siege breaching charge. We're just going to hit enter and see what comes up. Let's try to do this. Okay, that was probably loud. If it was, sorry. I just want to see how it's deployed out. Tachanka's LMG. Oh, back before it got buffed. The old days. All I want to see is the breach charge. Oh. Well, it's not exactly what I wanted, but I get the general gist of what happened. All right, so we got to connect all of these plates together so that they're all interconnected. All the ones that need to be anyhow. So this is all a panel. All of these are also a panel. So basically the whole thing, hopefully, folds in on itself. Ooh, see, this is, there we go. So that will fold. Okay, well, okay. Oh my. Okay, it just kind of took off. So that will fit like that. Next would have to be these pieces. Oh yeah, we need to save. We're going to go ahead and save. File, save as. Work in progress. There's no special name for this. Breaching charge. Rainbow Six Siege. Save. So the next thing to fold would be this. Seems to not want to fold though. I don't know why it doesn't want to fold. Whoa, okay. Well, it folded out of nowhere. Yeah. And then obviously these would fold. The one thing that I'm worried about is this portion folding. Okay. So that got, yeah, I don't think this portion will fold because these aren't sticking out far enough. So we're gonna fix that. Grab that. Move all of that down. Yep, streaming twice, one day. Just gonna kind of move that like so. We're working on the breaching charge from Rainbow Six. So we're going to try to get this perfectly folded. Or as closest to it as we can. Grab these things and move them off to the side. Grab all that, move it off to the side. Now we're basically going to slowly fold all of these up just to get everything folded together. And then I'm basically going to take a look into the detailing that will obviously be involved with it after we get everything folded up. The whole proof of concept with this is to just see how much room we have on the inside here to work with, and then continue from there. It is pink because it's easier to see details when you work in pink color. So that's why it's in pink. It really doesn't like the fold in that direction for some reason. So that's that one. And then let's see if we can get this one to fold. Okay. I don't have the best of eyes in the world as well. My eyes are actually quite bad. So building in this color here just helps me out just a little bit with being able to see exactly what's going on. So I think we could go down one more with these angles. AC just kicked back on. Here we go. Now then, the hard part is whether or not this section will fold. Yep, I don't have glasses. Well, there's ways around this. See it? Alright, so I need to know why this isn't fitting. So it does fit. Okay. So I just had to put them on separately? Okay. No, I don't keep up with Dragon Ball. I don't keep up with any of them, to be honest. None of the Dragon Ball series, anyhow. My AC is pretty old, so that's why it sounds like that. See, and then this isn't going to fit. There we go. About to say. No, I haven't been eating well. Not lately. So this is an 8, and the whole reason I had the 8 was because I wanted room for it to fold over on top of itself. And I see that that's now a problem. So we're going to actually replace that with a 4. See where that gets us. Nowhere near where it should be, that's for sure. So we're going to go ahead and delete those out. And, oops. This is 32 by 32, 16 plus 16, 32. There we go. I just want to kind of close this gap in between them just a little bit. That's what this is right here. So, yeah. Don't need you anymore. And this bottom piece right here needs an extension on it. I deleted the other extension when I came through and was modifying it. So that'll go there. So that'll be the detonating part down there at the bottom. So obviously the folded up like this. First step first is to flip this bottom part down. So you flip it down like so. So it's nice and flat, and then you have the side panels, and then you flip out the side panels, and then you have the full charge. So the best thing that I can do is, what color is this? Green. Grab like so. Duplicate it all out. And then basically deconstruct it until I take all of it apart. Oh, dang it, my neck keeps doing the thing. Pull all of that apart. Well, I've got tons of gun files. And I mean tons, because there's tons of them. You can see how this kind of the overall design is supposed to work. Like so. And then this portion out here is just simple rotate downwards. So, and this will grab onto there. See if we can get these to rotate back on out. So, like so. Oops. I did not grab a piece like I should have. No! Shit! I don't think I saved it. Crap. Yep. Well, I know what to do. Crap. At this point, it boils down to what I was looking for is how much room I have between these two plates. So, yeah. Damn it. I was hoping at least 2 plates worth, but it doesn't seem I'm going to get 2 plates worth. Not on this side at least. We'll try this side over here. I'm not going to get 2 plates out of it. Crap. I'm really bothered that that injured itself. And so, yeah, these are going to get deleted because that was like one of the very first things to go. Delete, delete, delete. And they were replaced by 16s. And then just to get the amount of plates that I want, we have to actually move these down. So on these edges, some other stuff is going to happen. Man, I'm so upset that that just happened. I was doing so well, and then it just ended. So we're gonna go ahead and get these flipped back out. Man. And then we're gonna go ahead and remove all of these off to the side. And then place just tiles underneath them so that I can get the amount of room that I want to get on this model. Not okay. Yeah, okay. I just messed that one up. Man. Now I want to make sure that all of this folds correctly. So yeah, we basically have to fold everything again. Did I just not place any underneath those? The heck? Must not have. There's a considerable difference there. Interesting. Welcome back. My engineering brain is telling me that if I added in one direction, I need to add in the opposite direction on the other panel, which is why I think when I go to fold this portion over, it's not going to want to go into place. Actually, it went into place and minimized the gap between them. So now, because of how this is, I should be able to have a plate of this, a plate of that, a plate of you, and a plate of you. And that's what I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of this and then hit Control C. Fold everything back on out like so. So you can see the folding, fold, fold, fold. Well, I mean, you can see basically just how it folds. And then we need to find out something about how we could get this area through here to fold. Let's see if we can do that now. Yeah, let's try to get that done now. So, yeah, what I'm thinking is, I thought Dad was going to talk to me, and he just kind of walked by, so that's why I had the random thing. Ooh, so this doesn't fit there. Yeah, so there's this little portion right here that folds out with it. And I'm not going to, that, like the piece that I thought I was going to use is not able to be used. And that's not going to fit in there. Is that dirt? I don't know what got me dirty today. Something got me dirty today. Quite a bit. It's the best answer I could give you. I'd have to take a look at it with it all unfolded to tell you how many studs long it is. This right here, wide-wise, it's 32. This is a 32 by 32 base plate, so 32 long. This is a 16, 32, 16 is 48, plus another 8 is 56. And this is the, so 48 plus 48, 96 plus the 8 here is 104. I think we're looking at about 104 studs long, just a little bit more because I didn't even calculate this area. Yeah, so just a little over 100. That's our best estimate. The hardest part is going to be to get this to curve like I need it to. So we're actually going to try to use a different piece. Where are you? Here we go. Yeah, here we go. This is it. This is how we win. Okay, so that was like step 1. So now we place a 16 here, stud in here, like so. Okay. And then if we can, no, that's not going to work. I want to get that middle section that folds out really bad because that's important. What if we do it, there we go. What if we do it this way? We'll flip these on around, right? So that I can get them in their proper places. Yeah, here we go. We're getting it, It's gonna fold the wrong way, but it's gonna fold out, so that's what matters in the end, basically. And then have these here. This piece here. And then do four by 4. And then a generally speaking, I go through and I change it after a little while. I haven't gotten the urge to do the changing in a bit, but yeah, it's set to a default, which is why you see the same one for almost every single live stream. And then I gotta go through and manually change the thumbnail each time I stream. I try to do that every once in a while, but sometimes it just doesn't. Sometimes I don't. So, yeah. So this is how we're going to do the folding. It's going to fold the wrong direction, but it folds, and I would rather it fold than not fold at all. So I'm okay with it folding in the direction that it is currently. And then on the inside here, we're going to have a 4s. Yep. So
hey man, I'm getting a soda.
Okay. Okay. Dad came in for a soda. So this is everything that we have so far. This is how it's all going to fold. So now we're going to Control C. We're going to hit the save button so we have everything. And now all I got to do is unfold all of it and then go through and do all the details. So that's next. We're just going to make this green. Control V. Move this on out. Grab you and you. Do on over, grab all of you. goes like that. And then that can fold out like that. Okay. I'm going to save once I get it all kind of unfolded out. That would go like that. This one's going to fit like so. Now we just got to fold out this side. Just like that. See you later. Thanks for coming out and watching. All right, so yeah, that's everything. Go ahead and delete out all this, and then we'll save. And then, yeah, we'll be on our way to creating the breach charge and getting that created, because this is going to be fun to build. All right, so the majority of this is going to be the green. The main details that I'm going for here are going to be, okay, just this in particular, and then we're going to do that up there. So we need not that. We're going to switch over to using their green base plates. We're going to grab not you. We're going to grab you. And then do something like that. So you can see that there's these holes right here. And I have an idea for how I want to do those. So we might, oh goodness, all right, we're just destroying everything. So we're going to try that idea. Lego has these kind of pieces here. Right here, basically. So I might try them out for this. Just as a way to get that whole piece and the look that I want out of it. That's going to go like that. There's not much to go on up here other than kind of cleaning it off. So, yep. Should have 2 and 2. Oh. Well, these are down here. Let's go ahead and grab this so I can fix that. This is the last thing that we need to make in his loadout, and then we'll have another loadout to render and make. So that's going to be some fun, to be honest. Obviously, this over here now is not anywhere near what this is, so we're going to have to refold all this stuff, but that should be somewhat fun to do. Now then, what I was going to do is we're going to lay down a whole layer of base plates over top of this, just to make sure everything is interlocked with one another. And we're going to use the biggest base plates that we can to do that. So we're going to have a full center strip of them. We're going to start from the top and work our way down, actually. Like so. Basically everything like that. Alright, so we're going to come in and finish this side off. Like so. It just so happens to be the same ones that fit in between those and those. Everything's pretty much interlocked together at this point. What we're trying to do is just make sure that we're on a flat level playing field with all of these pieces. Oops. Which is why we're coming through doing all this. Okay. Now we take a 16, which goes there. 16 there. 16 and a 16, and that all the side flaps are done at that point. So Now take a 6x24. Come in and fill as much as that in as we can. Alright, so now we're going to switch colors to a blue, just to make our lives easier in the long run. Hey, Abrix. Abrix, we are currently working on the breaching charge from Rainbow Six Siege. You're an hour and 41 minutes late if you want to see, or if you want to know when we started. We started an hour 41 minutes ago, basically. So that's how late you are, if that's what you want to constitute as being late. So, yep. So the whole reason that we worked in that color was so that we could just copy paste it over like that. Boom, make all of that color. And now we have nice flat even play area to figure out everything, basically. So we got to do all these lines that you see here. Yeah, we gotta do those. Should be pretty fun. I think the best way to do those is probably going to be via pixel art. So yeah, we're going to start with the hands, and this right here looks to be some form of white. So yeah, we're going to start by doing that. Yep, I got you, mate. Don't worry. So that shape right there, for that, we can cut this down. Actually, we're going to cut these down to 6s. My AC just kicked back on, guys. Just widening the square like that just a little bit more made it look a little bit better. So I think that's what we'll go with. kind of like that. So then we have square here, and then this here. I stretch my neck a little bit. Okay, and then the next portion would be itching my back. Doing a hand, which is not going to be easy. So we're just going to start with these. No, they do not have those new rounded tiles. I talked about it a little bit earlier in stream. You weren't here, so I don't blame you. I really, really want those pieces because they'd be so helpful to the cause and building and everything. But nope, they don't have them. So I'm kind of stuck here, wishing that I had them, but I don't have them. So I really wish that they had them. It'd be wonderful, at least to say. But they don't. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't built much Glocks because they could be stressful. Oops. Speaking of your new job, how was it? I know you said it was good and all, but I want to know more than just that, obviously. So, how else was it, I guess, is a way of saying it. Is there more to know about said job? Okay, so kind of basic stuff almost. Okay. I just kind of want it centered just a little bit. So that's how that's going to be done. So just in case we need this later though, we're going to add this to templates. Okay, it's in templates now, so we can delete that out. Yep. Hey David, we're making the breach charge from Rainbow Six Siege. So that's what the hand is all about. See it right here, right here. That's what that is. So let's go over to our little folded version. Other than, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah. So this is the top now. So I wanted to see about something. Okay, yeah, by the way, we're also going to save. So file, save as, assembled, work in progress, version 1. Just so we don't lose that hand. Yeah, basically what we have already done is this. So the amount of room that we have left between layers is this. What I wanted to see is if it was possible to kind of take and shove that into there. And it is not without deleting out that, which I don't want to do. Which means we are going to get our pixel art on, which we've already been doing, but we're going to do more. So should be pretty fun. All we got to do now is basically design all the actual charge itself. This is the charge, by the way. It's probably just some form of plastic explosive. So yeah, that just need to get it built up, and then we will be good to go. So we need to differentiate different curves, but this entire center section is basically going to be, yeah, you'll see. So it starts kind of right above the middle finger of the hand. You can see here, middle finger starts right up here. Yeah, so now we just got to start a curve. So we're going to get kind of Minecrafty. Generally speaking, pretty good at curves in Minecraft. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we're going to go 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, oops, 2. There's 4 of the bands. So we might, closest this to the edge. We might want to actually take this over just by 1 more. 2 more. We'll go 2 more. Like so. And then it's just going to come straight down to the bottom. And it's basically going to be the same curve. Hey, Kamikaze. Yep, we've been streaming pretty frequently, to be honest. My extent into the pixel art realm has been entirely Minecraft. So if you'd consider Minecraft to be a form of pixel art, that's where I got my start, basically. Okay, so yeah. So this is going to be just a little bit above it because, yeah, okay. Yeah. We're just going to move that over. Yeah, no, I like to make circles in Minecraft, and that's like supposedly circle building is kind of a ow. Damn neck again. Circle building's supposed to be the sign of like a good builder in Minecraft, supposedly. So I've always just enjoyed making it, or just making circles because it was supposed to distinguish people from good builders in Minecraft. Whether or not that's true or not is up to y'all. But that's what I was just told when I was younger. So, yep, this is going to go there to make that curve. And then we can actually, this starting curve over here is lower. And this one over here. So we'll go ahead and put that down to there. Oh, no, we're not going to put that down. That was way too low. Put it up to there. There we go. So that'll be like the first kind of ring on around of it. So I think we'll do that for the next curve, like so. And then we'll just kind of build up the bands at this point. All right, so we're going to do the outer edge, and then we'll do the inner edge. So is this an 8? 8? Yep, 8. I don't really care about things being symmetrical at this point. Just going to be building it on up. We're making the breach charge from Rainbow Six Siege, in case I didn't answer that question. Completely folding too, might I add. It's kind of the cool bit about it. I was challenged by someone in chat a little while ago, Jim, to build one. Said I'd get around to it eventually. I'm just now getting around to it, basically. Just kind of comes down to now that I'm doing like full loadouts from Rainbow Six Siege, this is one of the things that we have to build. So yeah, now we are building it. Of course, once I have one, I don't need to build any more. I can just copy paste one over, which is what kind of makes this a little bit easier on me. Ow. That hurt. It hurt a lot. So yeah, now we just have to design it on up. We have to get 4 rings in total. So my ideal it'd be something like that, which is good because that means I can get 4 total wires coming through it. Now we just kind of have to design a curve that will fit here. Should be relatively fun to do. What does it do in game? So you put up on a window that's barricaded or a wall that you can blow through that's not been reinforced, and you can basically just open up a hole in the wall that you might need to peer through. It's just a way to make holes in unreinforced things. So you could use it on a whole bunch of different things in game, basically. But generally speaking, I'll use it to put holes in walls that people aren't expecting to be put holes in. You can't use it on certain walls. Like you can't use it on walls that have been reinforced. But it works well for what it's supposed to do, which just makes holes. And it makes it a little bit easier because I think like one of the more prioritized, or what should be prioritized, operators would be what's his name? Thermite. Thermite would be like one of the best operators to prioritize getting, and that's because he has a charge that goes through reinforced walls. So this is just a normal charge. It just goes through windows and doors that are just normally barricaded with wood, or just normal walls that are made out of drywall or wood or whatever happens to be the case in whatever map you're on at the time. So yeah, it comes through and oops, crap. Where was I? Crap. Again, just edit that up just a little bit. I think that's good in terms of overall design for this little bit right here. And of course, all that just wraps around. So we can delete out this. We don't really need that anymore. Neck, man. I'm telling you. I think we'll do that side coming back. Oops. Modern Warfare 2? Is that the game you got? Game's super old. I don't disagree that it's not fun, but the game is old, man. Hey, William. That game came out ages ago. We're going to start the curve kind of way up here. My favorites changed over the past few games that I've played. I think we can go along the lines of most played character. So my most played character is, generally speaking, if we're attacking, it's going to be a mix between Fuse, Glass, because they work. If neither of those are available, or if it's a map that doesn't really bode well for sniping and such. There's some loud music out there. I'll switch it up and play someone else. Let's see, let's go through the list right now. We will. Alright, so we got Sledge. I don't really use Sledge. My sister uses Sledge more than I do. I just don't find his sledgehammer to be all too impactful in most situations. There are some situations where his sledgehammer is like really, really good, but that's generally speaking, that's only because of a team that doesn't know what they're doing and what spots to really fortify. So that's the reason he would be helpful, more or less. Thatcher, EMP grenades are useless. There's no reason to use Thatcher at all, like ever. So don't do Thatcher at all. Oh goodness. Ash. So Ash's breaching charge I like a lot more, right? So to use one of these breaching charges, you have to walk up to the door, which obviously, if they're peeking underneath the door, it makes it really, really easy for them to just pop you in the legs, and then you die, and then you're basically no help to your team at all. But Ash, not only does she have the range, but she also has the ability to put holes in places most people wouldn't think about using. In particular, I think of the airplane map. There's one spot where you can put a hole like above the stairs that is, most people don't put anything there, but you can't climb up there to put a breach charge there. So you'd have to be someone with a little bit of range explosive. A frag grenade will work, but it's not going to make it as big a hole as what Ash is able to make. So, Thermite. I love Thermite. His gun just has no recoil for some reason. It's kind of broken and stupid, but it's the truth. So I use him quite a bit for that reason alone. Just his SIG 556 RU whatever the name of it is just so easy to use. I don't know why, but it is. Oh, I messed up right here. Who's next? Twitch? I don't use Twitch. I know Twitch is good. I just don't use it. I don't. Just don't. Montag. I love Montag. If you have definitely a good team that will back you up when you enter a room, he's one of the more OP operators to use. Love him. So I'll use him every once in a while. Certain times it's best not to main someone. It's best to kind of switch it up each round so that they're not expecting you, because if they play one round with you, they see how you're gonna play, who you're playing, they can develop counter builds and stuff using the other operators. But if you keep switching, they can't keep you pinned down, so then you're able to kind of play with their advantages and disadvantages. Caveira is who you were talking about. Glass, obviously. Fuse, obviously. Blitz, I'll use Blitz every once in a while. I don't like his shield as much as I do Montag's, but the blinding effect on his shield is a lot more helpful, because you can attack with him more than you could Montag. Montag is more about the support. You rush into a room, find a corner where they're not able to really hurt you in any way, shape, or form, and then kind of play from there. Whereas Blitz, you can rush into a room, blind people, get out from behind the shield, aim your pistol, pop off a few headshots, and then continue on. IQ, I don't use IQ because why would you? I guess is the best way to put it. She's okay, but she's not the best. So I don't, her ability just to me just doesn't seem worth the slot. And then we got Buck. I don't use Buck at all. The first time I used Buck, I got just completely owned. Like Buck is garbage, man. So I just don't screw Buck. Don't use him at all. Basically, sorry Buck, but you're garbage, dude. Get out of my life. I don't need you. I wasted 25,000 renown because I don't have the DLC pack to unlock Buck, and he's absolute garbage. One second. This needs to be moved over most definitely to. I'll go there. I don't have Frost, so I don't know about her. I don't have Blackbeard or Valkyrie. I don't have Capito or Covera. I don't have Habana or Echo. And I don't have Jackal and Myra. So I can't speak for any of those. Right, okay, so Buck Shotgun, right? You would think you'd have some decency to use his shotgun, right? In close quarter combat, and you would be okay. But to me, it's just never worked how I think it's supposed to work, basically. How I thought the game developers had intended for it to work. It doesn't work, right? His FAL is pretty OP, right? It's got pretty high damage with not too much recoil. As long as you can work with your recoil, you should be fine. But at the same time, why would you use him for just his gun? The best strategy is to use an operator for their special abilities instead of just what their gun are, what their gun is. I don't know why I said are there. So I'd much rather have a different character than Buck, because Buck is not good to use. He would not be the best of characters to use. So we only have 3. I just realized that. We'd have one more curve. Would basically be that one. Kind of move that one up just a little bit. Yep, this is the breach charge. Basically almost done with it, to be honest. How do I spray control? Are you talking about like recoil? Frost does have a cool submachine gun. It's a little bit of an older submachine gun, right? It's World War II era, kind of. And I can appreciate her for what she is, but she's not the best to use. So that's why I'm a little iffy on her. Are you talking about recoil control, right? So if we're talking about recoil control, this is moving, and then this is your view. So if I'm pulling the trigger to shoot, aiming with this trigger, I'm going to pull down on this stick, or I'm going to pull off to either side, whichever side the recoil is moving, because certain guns will go certain directions in game. The more you know, the easier it is to control which direction everything goes. So. Well, we haven't gotten that far yet. Jaeger is a long, long ways away. Jaeger is in the defense of the Germans. Um, and the next ones, according to the wiki, I think are the FBI. So we've got a while, but eventually we'll get there. He says that so much though. Like every time you put it out, you can stop worrying about grenades now. I'm like, bro, can you just relax? Okay, I get it. Okay, stop, please. It's kind of annoying. I'm gonna finish off these wire coils. Just like CSGO, except it's a little bit easier because that trigger you're aiming down sights, this trigger you're pulling trigger, and then you have both your thumbs. So you can still move, you can still use your viewpoint. And then Elite Controller, I got the paddles on bottom, so if I'm reloading, switch weapons, jump, and then crouch, so I can just use these 4 fingers for that. So I got both fingers here, and then both of these here. And then I don't, generally speaking, use these, but I'm pretty sure those are your grenades and stuffs for your like your specialty stuff. So I haven't gotten a chance to play Blackbeard. I haven't bought the season pass, so basically I have to work for all of the characters, which I don't mind in the long run. That's just something I can say I've done. How many other people can say that they've unlocked all the other characters with renown instead of just kind of buying out into the season pass? So yeah. So that's basically what's going to happen, and then all of the studs are going to be covered up entirely, so that we got a lot to do. Yeah, see, oh, so I was going to get onto this point, Jim. It's less skill oriented than CSGO is. CSGO, you have to actually kind of like really, really worry about the direction that your gun is going to move in. In Rainbow Six Siege, it's to a lesser extent. You don't have to worry about it as much. You can get away with sloppy aim. So you can't get away with sloppy aim in Counter-Strike, or it's gonna punish you for your sloppy aim. Whereas this needs to be fixed. In Rainbow Six, you can have just a slight little bit of sloppy aim, and you'll get by. Yep, the shield health got nerfed a little while ago. He is just a little bit more easier to kill now if he's peeking the right walls, right? So obviously a smart Blackbeard operator would have from his face down covered by an obstacle or something that is not able to be taken out. That's just a smart thing to do. So then you basically have your shield to rely on. So you have first dibs on whoever you're about to kill. And they can't just easy mode you because you're Blackbeard. They'll try to go for anything below that first little shield that they see. So if you put a obstruction in the way between you and them that they can't shoot through, you're already halfway there to winning that gunfight, basically, because then there's no way for them to shoot you at all. Really, anyhow. So just kind of a little bit of some tactics right there. Okay. I don't, oops. That's one thing that I can respect Counter-Strike for, and then bash on it at the same time, right? It doesn't make sense to me why a single skin is worth thousands of dollars. In particular, some of the op skins are worth like thousands of dollars. And then like you buy the game, $15, Steam, no problem. But there's so many skins in game that are worth more than the game itself in the marketplace, which to me is just kind of like, why? It's so expensive for no reason, for an item that you have in game and that you'll never touch in your life, ever. See you later, LGBR. I thought CS:GO was $15. I don't know if that's true or not. It could be different for all I know. I thought it was $15. It could be cheaper. Learn something new every day. Hey, Kamikaze. Welcome back. Working on finishing up all the wiring here. But I keep saying wiring. It's not wiring. This is the actual explosive itself. All the green is basically just a piece of cloth that they use to kind of put it all together. This is everything that we have so far. Looking pretty good. It's probably going to be a little flat, but in terms of pixel art, I think it gets the job done. Obviously, to replicate the folding feature was just a tad bit, I don't want to say difficult, but space consuming, I guess is the best way to put it. If it had folded out just a little bit larger of an area, I think we could fit slightly more detail. Originally, the idea had been to use these pieces, right? And then take and put this right on the inside of it like so. And then come in and grab, wrong one, some piping, this pipe right here, and then use that. But these are a lot bigger than just one stud. These right here are just a lot bigger than one stud. And yeah, so I had to find some piping that was bigger than that. And there's really no piping that's bigger than one stud. The only piping that I can think about is the tubing that they used in the Mars missions, which is, I think is 3 studs wide, but I think that'd be too big. And the problem with that is that's also round. Well, it'd be round, so to have to in sync or cut off half of it, set half of it in, so that you only see part of it. So we're working on the breaching charge from Rainbow Six Siege. Oh yeah, we can get rid of this, and we can move all of this over. Oh yeah, before I forget, we are going to save, because all that progress that I just made would absolutely suck to lose. All right. So this is the last item that we really need to do for Thatcher's loadout. And then we'll be done and we can kind of set up the scene once more. So that we can do another. I think there are some esports things for Rainbow Six Siege, but I don't think it's big per se. I think it's just a small thing. Oh yeah, we're not gonna fill that in. There's stuff that needs to go there. Oh boy. So the worst part's filling all of this in, basically. We're gonna start up here. I like Rainbow Six Siege. It's a fairly innovative game. It kind of builds around already tried and true things. So the best way to put it is think of Counter-Strike, but add the first-person aspect to it, and then add maps and stuff that can be destroyed and interacted with in ways that Counter-Strike fans would probably actually really enjoy, to be honest. I bought mine for, I think, 60. I think I got mine for 60. I think. See, the pieces that I'd really like to use here are the ones that I think Razor was talking about. The ones like this that are curved just a little bit more. But I don't have those, so we're going to settle with that because it adds the circle, a little texture to it. And yeah, now we're going to slowly fill all of this in, piece by piece. So the best thing that we can do is try to find spots that the largest of these will fit in. And then slowly fill it in. So we're going to start from the top and work our way down. I've played, let's see, I think when Rainbow Six Siege first came out, Rainbow Six Pt.2, I think, became one of the free games of the month. So I downloaded it and I played it for just like all of 4 seconds. I was basically playing through like the first mission, and then I issued a command to a squad mate at the wrong time just because of some reason, and it ended up failing the mission because the VIP or something got killed. So yeah, I was very quickly uninstalled it after that, just because I didn't feel like playing anymore. Actually, going to delete out that one. Haven't played Wildlands either, though it's supposed to be a good game. I don't like third-person games all too much. Mass Effect Andromeda is about as far as I'll get into the third-person kind of feel in the game world right now. I tried The Division. I tried so hard to like that game, and then just never. I couldn't do it. I just could not, for the life of me, like that game and what it was. So, don't play The Division either. Now then, I've read plenty of his books. That's a little bit different, obviously, than his video games, but his books are pretty good. I like his books. Rainbow Six is actually based off a book. Rainbow Six Siege isn't, but the whole idea behind Rainbow Six is based off of a book written by Clancy. Rip Clancy. Hopefully wherever he is, he's enjoying his life there. He's definitely missed. I miss him. He was a good author. And he's very accurate to tactics and the likes like that. So I kind of miss the authenticity and the accuracy that he brought to the table that so many other authors are falling and failing at. Just not getting the tactics right. The code names are overlapping just a little bit. Clancy was just a little bit more creative with them than other authors. I believe he was also in the military. Don't quote me on that though. We're gonna have to look that up. Vegas was supposed to be like one of the best. Haven't played Vegas. I'm kind of enumerated with doing Rainbow Six Siege funds. My AC just kicked on, so you guys probably hear that. Just because it feels good, right? When I had the diorama done for Sledge with all his weapons and stuff stacked up with one another, it felt really good to see how far I had come and all the work that I had put into it. And Rainbow Six Siege weaponry is actually a little easy, believe it or not. In particular, most operators' weapons overlap. So for Thatcher, I didn't even have to build a brand new gun or anything. All I had to build for him was new equipment. Whereas once I get into like new operators, we're going to have to end up building new guns and stuff like that. But for now, I can kind of save time and still get the same amount of yeah, I really want to do the Rainbow Six Siege weapons. I haven't built any, like, okay, so think of Modern Warfare 2. A while ago, right around 500 subs, that was ages ago. We've come quite a ways since 500 subs. I was doing like all sorts of Modern Warfare 2 weapons, and I was really hyped up about doing like every single Modern Warfare 2 gun there is, and then I just didn't finish it. this, if I do everything from Rainbow Six Siege, that'll be the first game in my history that I've completed every single gun from a game. And that'd kind of be a cool feat to do. If you're asking me to restart stream, I can't, like Yana's saying. How YouTube has it set up is that if it auto reconnects. So if your stream cuts out for any way, instead of just starting a brand new stream, it'll just pick up from where it left off for a certain amount of time, right? So even if I were to go back through, and stop stream, I'd have to wait 10, 15 minutes for a brand new stream to start. And I don't even know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's the actual time that it would take for a new stream to start. So I can't just start a new one. I wish I could start a new one, and that'll solve all my problems, but unfortunately it won't. On my end, it's saying everything's in the green. Obviously, that's not the case. Otherwise, I don't think you guys would be complaining about it, so bear with me. Did you ever do the G18 from Modern Warfare 2? Nope. I don't think I did any of the pistols during that time. Obviously, I've done G18s before. Just never from the game in particular, because the game actually has a decently cool little camouflage to it on the G18s. It's I believe in Modern Warfare 2, it's got the this color for the lower. David, I haven't checked Facebook in a while, so if I have gotten your messages, they're on there. I haven't seen them. So yeah. We're basically gonna rush to finish this up so I can actually play Smite tonight. I haven't played Smite in ages, actually. I need to get back into it. Continue playing Chrononos, the newest god to be added into Smite. Celtic god of the hunt, basically. Celtic gods are a little weird, but I still like them. They're pretty cool. The Morgan is definitely one of the most interesting gods in Smite to play against and play as. I haven't played as her just yet because I'm not the only type of gods that I'm good with are hunters, and the Morgan is technically every god, so it's a little complicated to play her. The Deagle is in Modern Warfare 2. It's the very last pistol that you unlock in Modern Warfare 2. But it's in there. It's pretty interesting design of Modern Warfare 2. It's got a laser sight on it by default. Deagle is on it. It is in all 3. Well, 4 if you're counting the remastered, but it is. So Modern Warfare 2 has this weird thing where they just kind of throw stuff onto guns. So if, in case you haven't noticed, right, there's aesthetically viewable things on guns that don't affect the gun at all. So nowadays, you put a foregrip on a gun in Call of Duty, it affects the recoil by decreasing it, right? In Modern Warfare 2, I believe it's the M4 that has a foregrip on it. The FAMAS actually has a laser sight on the side of it. And then the Deagle has a laser sight in its rail as well. So, yeah, it's actually kind of interesting. Alright, so we're going to save again. File, save as, version 4, just in case we need to go back any. Yeah, we've gotten quite far filling all of this. Now we just got to fill in all of this, and then we got to figure out what we're going to be able to do down here. Let's take a so basically, right, what's going on is down here is now like this, right here, and it sticks out just a little bit for sake of demonstration though. So this is here, this is here. One of these has already been covered up, and that's where it stays. And then we are going to have a little bit of a gap so that we can use to make this little device right here. I'm going to go ahead and go to the bathroom. I'm going to leave you guys with the view of this. We're going to back up here, and we'll work on that just a little bit later. Okay, so I'll leave you guys a view of it, and I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then I'll be back. All right. Yep. So now we just gotta fill in the rest of these side panels and then work on this down here, and we'll be done with the breaching charge. It's pretty fun to do. A lot more challenging than some things because it has to fold. So the next two operatives are actually going to be the defense SAS operators, which are Mute and Smoke, I believe. And they're going to be fun to do because Smoke, we're going to check just to make sure I'm right. Smoke has the FMG9. So we have to actually make a new gun for the next two operators. So the FMG9 is going to be a new gun, and then we already have all of Mute's weapons. We have the MP5K, the Mossberg 590A1, the Pt.2. We're going to have to make his nitro cell, which is going to be a little fun to do. And then Smoke's loadout is going to involve barbed wire, and how I was going to do barbed wire was going to be interesting too, because I thought about doing that too. And then the impact grenade, which is just a little bit different looking, but yeah, should be fun to do. It's just going to be slightly different. I've seen people in the community build the FMG9 before. The hardest part about it is the fact that it folds, but we should be able to hold our own with it. Should be able to do it, basically. So, yeah. Kind of looking forward to it. I haven't ever done one. Pretty popular. Modern Warfare 3 is probably what popularized them the most. I remember dual-wielding FMG9s just absolutely destroyed people at the beginning of the game before they got a nerf. Those were the old days of Modern Warfare 3. So yeah. So that was actually pretty quick to do all that. Those sides, most of them's already been covered up, to be honest, for those. See if you can fit right there. Nope, can't fit right there. But you can fit over here. Go ahead, throw those down. And work on this side. It wasn't that bad. Yep, so we just carry on, doing all the flat pieces, going on down. So on and so forth. Till we get to the end. And then save, hopefully, so that if the LDD crashes, we don't lose all of this progress, and I have to backtrack ages in order to complete it out. Yeah, these two sides aren't actually symmetrical, so I have to actually come over and work on this side independently. I can't just copy paste things over. I'm sure there's a more efficient way of placing these blocks and to minimize how many blocks you're using, but we don't care about that. We got LDD, we can just keep using as many blocks as we like. So yeah, we're gonna save that. That would have been bad if I stubbed my toe right there. So basically the next thing is to figure out exactly how much space we're gonna have here, which is pretty easy to do. So it goes, this is on 1, this is on 1. We then have a flat piece here, and we've got room for a box here. So basically we're going to use this to space out how much room we have. So we're going to have a plate, 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 and then smooth piece. Yep. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 high. So 8 high would be, this is 3, 3, 1, and then that. And that's how high we can go with it. So the amount of room we have is equal to that much, basically. All right, so now we just got to make this little device. Should be fairly easy. And then move it over just a little bit. There's 6 there, 6 there. Oops. That like so. And then something like that. So we can actually delete that out. Move it down. Leave us with 2. And you can see kind of like the figure 8 looking shape right here. I was going to do that using these. Like so. AC juice kit back on. And that's basically how that was going to work. And then I was going to smooth out the top of this, which is pretty easy to do. Just have it all like this. Fill in as much of it as we can with the 2s. Oops. Can we go one higher? Should be able to. Oops, that piece actually stays. My bad. Just to kind of give this a little bit of a difference. Delete all of that, and now we just got to fill in the last little bits that we have here. And then we will be done. Oh my gosh, I keep placing these in the wrong spots. Okay. So you should probably talk to her. All right. Complete version 1. There we go. Say hello to our wonderful breaching chart. This was quite a little complex build. We can get rid of view and make a horrible mistake to crash LDD by duplicating all of this. Alright, so 2,080 bricks later we end up with this little thing, and now we're going to try to fold it because, yeah, I don't even know if it's going to fold or not, to be honest. For all I know, it might not even fold. So first thing that's going to go is these, so that's okay. Okay. Come on over here. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Why? Why? Am I being silly? All we're gonna do is basically just grab this just to make life so much easier. Place these on. Oops, chair's moving. Oh, she just got back from Cuba. Interesting. So that's gonna go like that. And you can see that is the amount of, oh, okay, that's not the amount of space. That is the amount of space that we have between panels. So yeah, now we're gonna keep going. The first panel folded, as it should have, which means the second panel will do the same thing. It's gonna fold just like that. It's awesome to see. Now then, of course, these fold a different way, unfortunately, and this actually needs to be connected. Okay, I don't actually need to delete that. I just need to move it down. Oops. Gotta move that down. So all that needs to be connected to one another. All we need is that to. Okay, so that's not going the best. So we'll just do the same thing. Grab these on out. Pull these all the way. Oops. Grab this, flip it once so that it goes like that. Grab this, flip those on in. We could actually come in and fill that gap in just a little bit. So we're going to do that while I'm thinking about it. And these will fit all down the length of it. Just like so. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so now then we just gotta fold all that together. And hopefully that folds over top of it, no problem. And we will be done. And we've done the impossible. This is always possible. The problem is the amount of detail that you can get into it. So obviously, the amount of detail that we got into it is low in terms of 3D design. You can see the wires and you can, or the breaching charge itself, these right here, but there's no 3D aspect to it. It's just all 2D. So that's kind of a slight disappointment, but we've just made ourselves a really interesting and cool breaching charge that seems to not want to go where it's supposed to go, which is a problem. No, 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 no. That is not the news that I wanted. I think it might be this. If it's that, I'm okay. If it's not, we're in trouble. Yep, yep. Oh no. We just had it, man. Well, that's where it's supposed to go. Okay, so I can assume that the problem we were having was right here. Yeah, that's the problem we were having. Come over here, drop those down. So yeah, we got ourselves a breaching charge. Neck hurts, but I'm so happy to have this done and able to be posed now, basically. So now we get to make Thatcher's build. I spelled his name wrong the first time, apparently. Yeah. So let's jump in and all these ads and crap keep loading in and it keeps screwing up everything. So now we have the loadout. We gotta begin work on getting a scene set up. So we're gonna import model, and it's gonna take a lot to import, unfortunately. So we've got 3 breaching charges overall, I think, is the total amount that we have for him. So yeah, we got to import 3 of those, and that's right around the 6,000 piece range. So that's 6,000 pieces all on screen at one point in time. It's going to be quite a bit. Let's just check to make sure it's 3 breach charge. So how I was going to do this is by having 2 of them kind of folded. I was going to have like yeah, we're gonna be moving a lot of pieces in screen at once, and that's what, generally speaking, lags LDD out. So, yay for lag. So we're just going to turn it all around. Oh my gosh, all the lag. It's not at all where I meant for that to go. So that was good, but it's got to go down by like one more stud. Okay, so that's not going to fit, actually. So we actually need to fit one of these there. This month is March, and I don't think we did. Here we go. Oh gosh, I lagged. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Okay. That's good. I can appreciate that. For what it is. I don't think it's a good idea to have it unfolded. They're stacked on top of one another is what we're trying to do. But of course, crap, I should have saved before I done that. Oh man, come on, just, I need you to load. Thank you. K. Just that there. I'm gonna get rid of this on screen. Don't need it. And now the next one I kind of want to have built sideways, so we can actually Move those out. Got an arm that comes out like so. This is going to be Thatcher's Loadout Rainbow Six Siege complete version 1, because eventually it will in fact be complete. I think we're going on 10. Crap. I clicked, but it's not responding, so I don't know if that's going to go into place right there. Crap, it didn't. We're going to hit the back button. We're actually going to move this backwards some. Hopefully this kind of snaps back into place where it's supposed to go. Just small, minute changes with the mouse until it comes back into place. Oh no. Okay. And we click. And we wait. It adjusted at the last second. Bruh, really? We had it where it was supposed to go, and then just yeah. I need to kind of give LDD time to keep up with my movements, basically. Okay, so that's too high. So we're going to come down just a little bit. We're going to wait for LDD to respond. We're going to come down just a little bit more to see if it comes down one more time. I believe that's where we want it. So we're going to click. It's going to not respond again. And then, ooh, okay. That's not good. So we actually need it to come down one more stud from the looks of it. So we need this to connect to the bottom part of this, basically. That's what we need. Let it catch its bearings. Kind of catch up just a little bit. Click. it went into place. It's in a good spot. So now we kind of have this stack of breach charges because he gets 3 of those, and then he gets 3 of the EMP grenades. So file import model, Thatcher's EMP grenade, and this already has 3 of them in it. So we can now, we can kind of scatter these on around just a bit. I want to give one of them some type of angle. Oops. Move this one over here. Kind of have it like that. And then Claymore. Save again, just so we don't have to reposition any of these. And we're going to import the Claymore. Like so. Alright, so now then we can import SIG Pt.2 Yeah, I did black there. I want to put it up on top of these. So we need to use the darker green just to kind of orient ourselves. Oh, that's right, it's upside down. Okay. We can do that. It's looking pretty good right now. Just wait until we get all the everything into it, basically. That's when it'll look the best. Whoa! Oops. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save this. Oh, yeah, that's right. Grab this one out. Okay. Oops. Now we can delete that out. I think something from right about this perspective will probably be the best. Okay, what else does he have? Okay, so he's got just a little bit more guns than... Oops, not the downloads. The L85-2 and then, yeah, so we got to get both of those in here. We're going to lay the L82 on its side. And then give it a pretty sharp angle, to be honest. I don't particularly care where it ends up going. Okay, we're having difficulties. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. Gonna have to change the color that we use for... Oh, okay. We'll get rid of that. Okay. So we've got two more very, very long guns to insert here. And yeah. Got quite a bit in terms of that. So a good spot for the shotgun would be leaning up this way at an angle, and then the AR-33 could be here somehow. I think is what we'll end up doing. Where downloads M59A1. So it's going to be like on its side, sticking through here, basically, up in that direction. So I think what we could try to do is something like using the hole in the stock and the studs that are there. And then picking this up will drop everything else down. I don't know if it's going to fit. Hopefully it does. So you keep snapping way over there. See, it snapped right back. I haven't even moved the mouse that direction. I'm trying to move it way over here, and it's not even moving. What if we... We could, I think it'd be better to flip it over on its side. Basically, I think it'd be better to flip it around this direction. They're actually going to decrease the angle. Actually, might look really good doing that direction, to be honest. Didn't even think about that. No, 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 don't do any of that. Don't want that, LBD. Whoa. Yeah. We need to just kind of customize that just a hair. Ooh, yeah, forgot. Stuff's not connected. See, it tries to connect to too many things. That's like exactly where I wanted it to go, but it's not going to go there because it just tries to connect to too much. For no reason, basically. Like, see, but there's nothing for it to really connect to at all. There's like there's these open studs, but that's pretty much it on the whole shotgun. So I think we're going to do it differently. Just grab that. Okay, so plan for it to go in there. forgot. All right, let's switch colors real quick so that I don't forget again. Trying our absolute hardest to finish this. Of course, LDD, you know, got to be difficult about pretty much everything. Tell me I did not just rotate that. Oh, goodness. I did. Is that going to look good? Yeah, for the sake of just having a little bit of... Okay, I just did it again, didn't I? No. Okay, I did the right one. Wrong way. Okay. There we go. Just a nice, slight little bit there. Hopefully we can get the shotgun in there. How did I get this in there? It's not gonna work the way I want it to. What am I doing? I have this thing called groups. Oh my gosh. No, I don't, because I can't use that to rotate. Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter at this point. We're gonna... place you down right there. The best way would probably be through a Facebook message to my Facebook. Oh boy. I want to add just a slight amount of angle to this, just a little bit. It's so much. We just need like that perfect amount of angle. Is basically what we're looking for. Not from the Sly franchise, no. See, that's too little angle. We just need to find the right amount. I think that's what we'll go with. This is like literally the last thing that we need to do. In order to complete this loadout. Oh, I just got it to where I wanted it. This is like the angle that I wanted. Please, come on. Just work. Please. Come on. Do it. You know you want to? Okay, wait, too far. There we go. Sometimes just a matter of perspective. We're in the final home run. Boom. Another loadout out of the park, as far as I'm concerned. It looks absolutely fantastic, and it is now 12 o'clock, so we're finishing up pretty good. We're running about 2 minutes under 4 hours, so we're going to end it here. This has been Thatcher's Loadout from Rainbow Six Siege. That concludes both loadouts for the SAS operators of that game. This one obviously has 3 of the same guns that Sledges had, except we've added the AR-33, the EMP grenades, the breaching charge, and the Claymore. So, hallelujah, we've been going for 4 hours and we are done. I'm going to go play some Smite with some friends of mine. Remember to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to keep up with social media update days, which are guaranteed every Friday and Monday, if I can get around to it. This last time I was supposed to post, had a little bit of problems. Apologize for that. Also, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that bell button to be notified when I start live streaming. I've been pretty good about live streaming this week because I've been on top of homework, so hopefully we can keep it up. Tomorrow is social media update day. Unless we can maybe live stream again, we might do a little bit more of the AK, or we might start on another operator's loadout. Who knows? Because I don't. So, check out my website at bluejaythemeister.luba.com. I kind of upload guns there on occasion. Also post to the blog on social media update days, so that you guys can see and hear a little bit of what's going on more than what I post to social media. So, exclusive posts on my website about different things. So, I'm going to go ahead and upload this to Google Drive. I just turned on the PC so I can get this image rendered, and then I'm going to probably put this out for social media update day. So take one good look. Shout out to my boy Jim's Lego Guns, because he's the one who made the Pt.2 6 that you see there. I watched his tutorial on how to make it and built it from there. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream off here. I will see you guys later in another YouTube video.